Hi, welcome to Jigsaw Geek. So today I'm going to talk to you about these two puzzles. First, I did this Charles Wysocki 1,000 piece puzzle. So this puzzle by Charles Wysocki seems to be a little bit different than what I'm used to. I think this image is gorgeous, and I knew from the beginning that this would be really difficult. If you notice, it's about a third to a half of the puzzle. So I've taken pictures along the way, and of course I started with the border, and I did the obvious things along the way. And this was a really fun puzzle up until we got to the sky. Now, when I did the sky, I had to do the outline of the clouds, and then I was able to fill in the blue part outside the clouds by first doing the birds and then building the pieces around them. And then when it came to the sky, that took me at least 3 hours in itself. I had to go piece by piece. And what I would do is I would take a piece from the puzzle and then I would go along my tray and try every single piece until I found one. This is my method right now. I grab this piece, I take it out, and then I go along each piece this way and then this way. And there are 2 trays left. Seriously, that's the method. Horrible. Now, of course, this was a really tedious process. And the more pieces you get in, the easier it becomes and the faster it goes. And even though that process was a bit tedious at times, I still really enjoyed doing this puzzle because I think it's such a beautiful image. And there was no way that I wasn't going to finish it. This puzzle is a little bit different in size than regular puzzles, and it won't fit in my portfolio. But I liked the image so much that I went ahead and I taped it together. And I'm going to have to figure out what to do with these oddly sized puzzles. I think I need a different portfolio that would be able to fit those. Charles Wysocki American original. For more than 30 years, the warmth, wit, and simplicity of Charles Wysocki's paintings have made Chuck one of America's most popular and influential artists. Charles Wysocki painted America as he imagined it to be in the early days, full of innocence and old-fashioned values, cherished treasures, and simple dreams. Throughout his life, Chuck won the hearts of millions of fans with his warm and enthusiastic personality, his deep sense of patriotism, his devotion to family, and thorough dedication to his craft. Charles Wysocki has been recognized with more than 50 awards, his most prized being the Daughters of the American Revolution Award for Patriotism. Chuck's celebration of family, community, and happy times is a special reminder to always cherish the simple things that create memories. Charles Wysocki enjoyed the simple pleasures of life with his wife Liz, their 3 children, and 2 grandchildren, Emily and Jackson. Now, the box for this is really ratty. It came that way. And I guess this was released in 2004. Now, my box didn't have a puzzle poster. I was looking while I did this puzzle, and this whole part is covered, which was annoying. So then I would have to look at this really tiny picture here to kind of figure out what was going on in there. But otherwise, this was a fun puzzle to do. If you really wanted to, you could do this puzzle and then not do this guy, and I think you'd have a great time. But because I wanted to keep this puzzle, I went ahead and finished it, putting in that extra 3 hours. I decided to add my palette cleanser since I got a bunch of these SunsOut 300-piece jigsaw puzzles from the Puzzle Exchange. I wanted to try one. And I'm going to have to say, I haven't done one of these 300-piece puzzles before. I believe this was released in 2022 or 2024. It's called Amish Paradise, and it really is a beautiful image. The art is by Tom Wood. I mean, this was a super simple puzzle. However, I'm going to have to say that the puzzle pieces are not the best quality, as you could see. And in fact, someone had done this puzzle, obviously, because I got it open from the Puzzle Exchange, and 1 or 2 of the pieces were bent. I just think that the pieces are flimsy. That would not stop me doing this because it's a random cut puzzle, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. Even though the pieces were a bit on the flimsy side, they weren't overly so. So putting this together was still a lot of fun. Now I'm torn because I'm on the fence about collecting SunsOut puzzles. I really like the boxes and the images. I started getting them because I like the square boxes, but these are really nice too. I'm just not sure. I have to do a few more to decide, but this is definitely a really interesting company that I want to learn more about. So what was I listening to? I am on the final book of the Dark Tower series by Stephen King, and it is called The Dark Tower. It is 29 hours long, and I have about 10 hours left. I've loved this series along the way. The first book was a little bit slow, but still really interesting. And then it kicked into high gear. It was really good. Now, the beginning of this book took a turn for the worse. I did not like the beginning of it. Then after that, it got back to being really enjoyable. And like I said, I still have 10 hours left. So it's going to be good to finally get through this series. Now, what puzzle am I going to do next? I think I'm going to do this Hometown Reflections. Now, I was supposed to send this puzzle to one of my viewers. She wrapped up a box for her of 2 other puzzles, and I was going to put this one in, but it wouldn't fit in the box. Unfortunately, she didn't get this puzzle. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, but I will save it for her for a future package. I had already filmed my video and finished when I realized that I have 3 puzzles that I got in the mail that I want to show off. And so I'm going to label this section or title this section, Javi Made Me Do It, because I got all of these on Vinted. So the first one is going to be this Emmett Kelly Jr. Hobo Heaven. Look at, like, what? This is going to be so insane to try to do. And then what do we have here? Like a hobo dreaming. That is his heaven. Castle in the Clouds. I don't know, but fun puzzle. And it looks like it's brand new. Next. Like, why do I want this puzzle? A USA map, a 550-piece jigsaw puzzle. This one is also by Hoyle. I believe the first one was a Hoyle as well. And then the third one, I got these all from one seller. This is the one I really, really wanted. This is a vintage Springbok. Of course, this is the really famous puzzle by American Gothic by Grant Wood. So here we go. I'll be putting this together soon, but isn't that a cool puzzle? Okay, so now everybody go over to Javi's channel, and we need to shame him. Tell him it's not okay for him to get Jigsaw Geek hooked on Vinted with free shipping. But that's all water under the bridge. The free shipping is almost over, and at that point, I'm going to stop buying. But I still have a bunch of puzzles on the way. So now I'm going to go back to my recorded conclusion. And so there you have it. I did one pretty difficult 1,000-piece Charles Wysocki puzzle. Then I did a 300-piece random cut SunsOut puzzle, which was thoroughly enjoyable. My next puzzle is going to be this interesting Hometown Reflections. As always, I want to thank you for the support, and any comments that you have are always greatly appreciated.